Hi, I wanted to share with you my latest trash junk journal, and I really think it came out kind of cute. I'm really pleased with it. I'll do a real quick flip, and then I'll show basically how it's put together and what I used. So on each page I have a area where we can put a tag. The tags I made out of the same recycled material. They're just magazines that I sewed together, and each one of the pages has a tag, and I'll just go through it really quick. Another tag here. And another one. Now this particular one I left an opener on the side, so I have a tag on the side and I have a tag up on the top. This was really fun, really easy, and it went very, very quickly. And if you don't sew, you could always just glue these pages together. I just chose to sew it. And all I did as far as the binding, I also kept that very simple. And all I did, as you can see, is I just punched holes and ran some fibers through it and created the journal. Extremely easy. So I will show you basically what I did. Okay, so I'm always looking for new ways to use up all of my trash and different magazines that come in, and that is what I tried to do in making this particular journal. My goal was to use at least 90% of trash, and I met my goal. One time I was at the library and they had a pile of these from 1999. Somebody, I guess, was hoarding them, and so I took those, and what I did is to make this particular journal is you just have to take these pages, and I literally just folded them. Now these particular pages, let me see, these are 11 by 8 1/4, but of course, whatever you have, just so you know what I started off with, but these can be done with any size. So I figured 4 inches to make them, kind of square. They don't have to be perfect. I didn't go around measuring very much of anything. I wanted to have it more of a organic look to it. And so I have the base, which is this right here, and then whatever was left over, I was going to use these as tags, and I'll show you how I did that. Okay, so I cut this basically 4 by 4, and then what I did, I have an example here of another magazine I used. This was a travel brochure that someone had given me. So I got them 4 by 4, and then all I did was paint the edges on both sides. I went for metallic for the finished look that I was trying to achieve, and what I used on this particular one was Worn Penny. Yeah, Worn Penny. This is from Deco Art. And these, again, these are metallics. and aquamarine, bronze, and chocolate. And that's how I did these. And I just put it on a, you know, on a lid and then just put it haphazardly, just any old way. And did that to all of my pages. Now, these were more of the slick ones because these were going to go inside. The ones that I used to be on the outer part of each page was more of this kind of paper, which is closer to like a newspaper print. So I took the newspaper prints like these and I painted these. And here is an example of some of the ones that I did. I wanted these to be, you know, some kind of aqua, turquoise. So I painted these, and then on the back side, I did the same thing to them that I did with these, with those same colors. And I'll show you what I will be doing with that next. I put together, here's some examples. I put together a handful. I think I ended up putting 7 of these pages, the ones that I did like this, and then put one of these pages in the front and in the back, and I put them together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these to my sewing machine and I am going to sew these up for each. These will end up being a single page. The top will be open, and because there's various pages in there, then that's where the slots will be to put in the tags that I'm going to be making from the leftovers of the original page. So I'm going to go and sew these up right now, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have now sewed all of these together, and as you can see, once these are sewed up, then from all of the pages that we have here in the center, you have numerous pockets. So you can go ahead and make various tags, and you can put quite a few tags in there. So you have all this space to either collage, draw, journal on both sides, and then quite a bit of space to make your different journaling tags to go there in the center. On a few of them, what I did is I left it open on the side. I took half and half, sewed down here, sewed here, and created a pocket. And with these two, I glued those two together. You can see those are glued up here on the top, so that when you put your tags in from the top, you won't be interfering with your little pocket that you have here on the side. So you're going to have quite a bit of space on all of these to do, you know, a lot of whatever form of art you enjoy doing. So I put these all together, then I put some holes in all of them, lined them up, and usually what I do is I will put a journal together and then I come back and I do whatever it is I want to do with it. This one, for some reason, I just want to do the pages and then put the journal together. I'm not, no rhyme or reason why, but that's what I feel like doing on this particular one. So I have quite a bit of ephemera and magazines and all kinds of stuff that I just have piled up. So it's going to be pretty much a hodgepodge. I'm not really going to follow, as far as I know right now, I'm not going to follow any particular theme. Once I get going, I may or may not. But that is my next step. I'm not going to bore you while I'm doing all of these pages. I might film one page that I do, and then come back and show you my completed pages, okay? Alright, so I have all of these sewn together, and I have these that I got, I think these were at Tuesday morning, and they were originally $6. They had them down for $2, but I think I got them for like 50–60% off, so they're about $1. And they have a lot of unusual things in here, and it's 36 pages, and they don't repeat themselves, so you have a wide variety of unusual stuff to choose from. So I'm using this exclusively, and then I'm cutting out flowers from one of the catalogs that was sent to me this past spring, and that's pretty much it. Now, I have cut out a few things already, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to put them together. I know I wanted to use this as the main focal, and every single one of my pages is having a rose of some color, so I'm going to put that rose on there. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to put the little girl in there, I don't know, or I had a few, I have this here too that came out of there. I don't know if I wanted to go cutesy, or this is a little cutesy, and this is a little more a little more off tilt. I'm not sure. I think I like this one better. Only because it's not on the cutesy side. Yeah, I think I'll go for that. I think. We'll see what I end up doing. But this process has been pretty fun because I'm trying to use up a lot of my smaller things that I've just had a habit of sitting there, like those little books I showed you there. I've had those since, oh, I think since last summer. So that's a little ridiculous. I've had it for a year and I never used it once. So I'm trying to use up my stuff so that I don't become a habitual hoarder. And I think that's what I'm becoming. I buy things because I think it's cute, I have an idea for it, and then I don't execute it. I end up liking more of the trashy stuff that I find around. So I think what I'm going to do is use up as much possible the things that I bought, and then I am not going to be buying much of anything. You know, just the basics, like, of course, the glue and matte media and Mod Podge and things like that. But as far as the ephemera, I really do like just other things that I find. And I think I'm going to go with that for a while. Because it's going to take a while for me to use up all of my stuff that I have, because I haven't been using it that much. And I actually didn't buy a lot. I'm not a big spender as far as my crafts are concerned. I have very limited supplies as far as stuff that I buy, but I have a lot of junk that I collect. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous. I need to start using that stuff. And that's why I enjoy doing these different types of junk journals and trying to find ways to make them look a little bit different. And for instance, those of you that are in the group, I really like seeing the stuff that you guys come up with, because it inspires me to try something a little different too. I think that's what's fun about being in some of these groups, is really getting inspired by different ones, because you know, we have our own ideas, but then we get kind of stuck sometimes, and we need to, at least for me, I like to do something that makes me feel uncomfortable, like, oh, I don't want to really do that, should I do that? And then it looks good. So we have to stop, I guess, what I would call playing it safe. I cut out a couple of these and a couple of these. I was thinking of putting them in the center, but you can't see that too well. I kind of like that. Again, just to be different. No reason. Because it can get looking boring really quick. So if you just cut things out of a magazine and basically put them back down the way you took them out, what's the point? You want to do something different with them. At least that's my philosophy. You may not share my philosophy, but that's basically my philosophy. Or else why even do it? Just keep the magazine the way it is and look at it. Alright, so that's a pretty good beginning. And everybody talks about balance, and I don't really know when it's balanced until it just kind of sort of looks right. And I think it just all depends on your eye. What is appealing to you personally? And you got to stop and think, are you making these, you know, for other people's taste? Or are you just going to reflect your own? I personally just want to reflect my own. And if nobody likes it, too bad. I like it. I'm a no rules kind of person. Except for swaps. You got to finish your swaps. Rule 1. Be nice or go home. Alrighty. So what do you guys think about that? So then now what I'm going to do, as far as gluing down, I think that's it. And then I am going to go around, I'm not sure, maybe with some of my watercolor pencils to highlight around, or maybe use some of my oil pastels. I'm not sure. Let me see. I do like working with my pastels, but then when you use those, you have to seal them because they never really dry. And then sometimes, not always, but sometimes, you know, on the other page that you have laying over them, you know, it can transpose some of the color. So that's the only thing with this. There's one additional step. You would have to seal it. And when I say seal it, I don't mean, well, I don't know. I haven't tried it with the Mod Podge. I still do it with the Krylon sealer. This little quick spray. Okay. So let's see what I come up with. And that's pretty much it. So I hope I've inspired you to get those magazines that, you know, those pages that you don't like, the ones that you're not going to use in collage work or anything. Just get those pages and cut them up and sew them up together or glue them together and put a couple of holes, and there you go. And I think a rather cute journal, if I may say so myself. I'm not usually into the cutesy stuff, but I really like this one. Alright, I hope I inspire you to try something new. Thanks.